Hi YouTube, Uber Lady Charlotte here, and I got a few moments before I have to be at work. So I was thinking about another story I can tell you. This is for a friend of mine called Sadak. Sadak lives here in Concord, and he seems to like the videos. But he's always a friend. He's always been a friend too. So Sadak, this is for you. This particular story comes from a time when I was a little bit younger, and I had gone out to a club when I was old enough to get into the club. And I met a young man. And he was very, very nice. When I say young, I mean he was young, but he wasn't as young as I was. I think I was, I ain't gonna tell you how old I was, because that might cause some problems somewhere else down the road. So anyway, I was young, and I was in this club. Well, I met him, and we just talked for a while. Just basic conversation. I asked him, so what do you do for a living? He told me. I said, well, where do you live? And he's like, oh, I live in Kannapolis. At the time, I was living in Charlotte. And I said, okay, all right. And I said, so how far is that from your house? I mean, what's the commute time? And he was like, I think a bug flew in my car. I'm tripping. I'm scared of bugs. All right, so if I bail with the camera, y'all don't know why. Okay, anyway. So I said, how far is that from your house? He was like, oh, I work about 31 minutes out from my house. It don't take long. I said, okay. He worked at a meal. So we had great conversation. I watched him drink. I didn't drink anything. I had water. But I watched him drink. And it was a really cool time. He didn't try to flirt with me, hit on me. He didn't. And none of that. It was just basic conversation. All right. So after that, when time for the club to close, I walked him over to his car. Because we were walking and talking. So I walked him over to his car. Noticed he had a blue car. But he had a dimple in the passenger rear door. I'm like, oh, when you going to get that fixed? He's like, I probably won't. I've just been in there for a long time. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, and I'm going to fast forward a whole bunch of stuff. You need to watch the conversation you have with people. Yeah, it was just a basic conversation. Easy going, smooth, two people having a good time. But people can take the information that you give them and they can find you. Okay, case in point. So the weekend, I told my sister about the guy. I said he was really, really nice. He was handsome and very mannerable, and I really liked him. He was cool. She was like, oh, okay. Now, at the same time, I had been looking up how to find people, how to do detective work. Okay, about something else about me, I take courses online just to take them. Okay. So I said, you know what? Let's have an adventure. This is my little sister. I said, let's have an adventure. Let's try to locate this guy in Kannapolis, North Carolina. She said, okay, I ain't got nothing else to do. All right, so we come up to Kannapolis. And I said, first, let's locate the police department. Okay, in case something happened, I need to know how to get to the police or where it's located. I said, then we need to find out where the hospital is. My mama always taught me, whenever you go to a new town or move to a new town, first thing first, locate the nearest fire department, know where the hospital is, and know where the jail is. All right, so I did that. We get up there, check, jail, hospital, fire department. I said, now, first things first, he told me his last name was Rose. Told me his first name was Timothy. Okay, Timothy Rose, the hunt begins. So we're riding all over town, and I stopped people, and, I just asked him, because he didn't say he lived in the hood. I remember that conversation never came up. So I'm like, he must live in a pretty decent area in Kannapolis. Okay. I remember him mentioning a train station. So I said, well, let's go in the neighborhood around the train station and just ask people if they know this guy. All right, we did that. I'll tell you something else about people. If people know your business, they will tell it. I ain't gonna lie. If people know your business, they will tell it. So you need to be careful on what you tell people about yourself. Because everybody don't like you. All right, so we go to this old man's house. He's out in the yard, and I see him. I'm like, okay, older man. They usually know everything about everything. So let me ask him. It was super hot. I remember it was super hot. And my sister had just had a baby. The baby might have been 6 or 7 months old. All right. So I go to this guy. I think I'm at the bail. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to bail, but... Okay, I may bail. Shit, I lost him. All right, I'll be right back. I lost the bug. Okay, I'm back. Had to save myself because he was going to eat my face. It was a stink bug. Okay. Not today. Not today. But anyway, so I go to this old man, and I said, hey, how you doing? He's like, I'm all right. How about you? I said, I'm good. I said, I'm lost. I'm trying to find somebody. He said, okay, I've been around here all my life. Who are you trying to find? So I told him Timothy's first and last name. He said, let me think. I think I know some Roses. He said, it's a big family. I said, is it? He said, it's a real big family. He said, matter of fact, let me go in the house and make a few phone calls and I can get the address for you. I said, okay. He said, what else you know about him? I said, he drives a blue car that's got a dimple in the rear passenger door. He said, yeah, I know exactly who that is. He said, yeah, just hold on. I'm going to get his mama's address and give you the address so you can go on over there. I said, okay. I'm so young and stupid. I go to the car. I tell my sister. I said, yeah, the old man finna get me the address to his mama's house. So we're going to ride over there. She said, okay. She said, well, what time the man say he get off work? I said, he told me that he's normally home by 5 o'clock. By this time, it's like 4:30. She said, okay. I said, but look, this the plan. Now, me and my family and I, we make plans on when the shit go down. There needs to be a plan in place. Okay. I say, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I said, I'm going to go in the house. And while he call and get the mama's number, okay, I said, you sit in the car. I said, but now, this the plan. So he don't kill me and you. When I go in the house, if I'm in there for a while, if he come outside and say something like, would you like a glass of water? Or would you like to come in? You tell him no. And the minute he go back in the house, you haul ass and go back over to the police department and tell him I've been kidnapped and abducted and I may be getting murdered. She said, okay. Tell you something else about my little sister. She do whatever I tell her to do. I love her. She loves me. She do whatever I tell her to do. So I have to make sure I get him the right information, with the best of my ability. She said, okay. I said, you got the plan? She said, I got the plan. I said, stick to the plan. She said, I'm going to stick to the plan. So I'm in the house. I'm sitting down, and we having the best conversation in the house. The air conditioner on, because my car didn't have air conditioner. She sitting out in the hot sun. I forgot about her ass. And I'm in there drinking water. I remember I had some cookies, and we just laughing and kicking it up. I'm sitting there watching TV while he making all these phone calls. He said, you know, your sister been out there a while. Let me go see if she want a bottle of water. I said, okay, go ahead. So I'm watching TV. I'm like, yeah, this air conditioner feeling good. This chair, you know, old people have the best chairs. When you sit in them, they just sink right in. They just fit your butt just good, just perfect. I'm watching TV, and then when I heard the screen door crack open, I remembered the plan. I screamed, oh, no, and I jumped up. By the time I did, he was out there walking to the car saying, it's hot out here, honey. Come on in the house. You want a bottle of water? Okay, when I get out there, okay, my sister done freaked out. She done got in the driver's seat. She got the car on. She hitting the gas and the brakes at the same time. She driving with both her feet, gas and brake, gas and brake. And all I could do is hear my transmission snatching. Because she working the gear shift and her feet, her left and her right, and the gear shift. She is working the gear shift and the gas, brake, gas. And just my knees in the back just doing like this. My sister screaming, looking at him and screaming, because he trying to run on the side of the car, and he waving, and he's telling her, stop, whoa, stop. My sister looking at him, eyes big, and gas brakes, and working all my stuff and screaming. I'm on the porch screaming. She don't see me screaming. She's scraping up the side of my car, the whole side, passenger side of the car, scraping the slap up. I hear that terrible noise, and now I'm in the yard running beside her. I'm not dead. Look, stop. I'm not dead. She's sweating so hard because she got all the windows wound up, and it is hot. It's like July hot, slave hot, okay? Start a revolution hot. Niece in the background, in the back seat. Car seat, just sweating. I felt so bad for her little head. She was about 6, 7 months. Head just going. Finally, I run around from the back. I open the door. And I tell her, calm down. I'm not dead. Eyes all watering. The old man was scared because he had a jerry curl, but he hadn't put his activator in. So it was kind of dry and just sticking all up and just completely ground. So anyway, she scraped the car up. All right, I'm going to go see how y'all like that part. Because it gets serious. Because I eventually found old boy. And I went to his mama's house. Got a little ugly after that. So I'll get back with y'all later on the other part.